What's good, fam? This your main man, KC for L, King Seth for Life. Wrestling Takes in the building. I just want to say thank you for everybody who continues to support me. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate everything, ladies and gentlemen. I thank y'all so much. Y'all don't even know. Y'all have no clue. I'm telling y'all, the 536 that been rocking with me all this time. I thank y'all so much. This just me running down, like, I just looked at highlights of both Smackdown and Collision. Let's talk about this Cody Rhodes situation, and then I'm gonna get my thoughts on the Seth Rollins situation. They trying to turn Cody heel. They trying to redo what the original plan was, and word on the street, Rock might be pulling up at Summer Joke. I'm like this, ladies and gentlemen. Do I want Cody to go heel? Absolutely. But do I want him to turn heel now? No. Because you have already established him as one of your biggest top baby faces, right? So there's really absolutely no reason to turn him heel right now. First of all, WWE is hurting with baby faces. They are legit hurting when it's concerning baby face. They got an abundance of heels. It's not the problem that they're lacking heels. It's the problem they're just lacking interesting storylines. Now, this Solo and Jacob Fatu storyline might be just one thing that might be carrying SmackDown by itself. And I really wasn't really invested in what they were doing, but from what I was told by BC and the highlights of what I saw, that's the best thing they got coming out of SmackDown. They gave you a legit reason why the matchup is going to be a steel cage match at Summer Joe. Why? It was an accident that happened at the beginning. Jacob Fatu was detained. They realized they made a terrible mistake. It was Solo. He was quote unquote locked up. So then they went and got Solo, got him locked up. So it makes the most sense to have a steel cage match. It makes the most sense. Their story. This is what we need in pro wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know why it's so difficult for Tony and Triple H to do that. Now, Tony, look, people are on his bumper. They said that Dynamite could have been a lot better. You know what? When I go back and I think about it, okay, right. But you know what? I'm going to walk and I'm going to watch what he does. I want Tony Khan to just go all in with the storytelling, because everybody is so captivated by getting on his bumper, because he only just does the wrestling. Like, he doesn't really do the stories right. Well, look, we got Forbidden Door coming up. Forbidden Door is around the corner. I'm going to see where he's going. What is he doing? Like, we got the Gates of Agony with Ricochet going crazy. I'm like, if Tony Khan is smart, I would book them to be the ones to take the Ops down. Where they would take the Ops down, I would actually have them take the Ops down and doggone All Out. I legit, because as of right now, the Hispanic dudes that's hanging out with Hector, they seem to be the ones that may go after the Ops, because Shibata lost to Roosh, if I'm not, yeah, so Roosh Squad. So I would that would be my matchup at Forbidden Door. I would do Roosh and his boys versus the Ops. Now, the Ops are going over at Forbidden Door, but I would be building up Ricochet and the Gates of Agony like crazy. I'm serious. I would be booking them like, now, listen, man, let me tell y'all something. I am a big old AR Fox guy. AR Fox is my man's, but my man's be just going out there taking L at the L at the. I'm like, dude, Tony, could you get something for my man so he can get some dubs? Because my boy be losing way too much. It's like my man be. I'm like, I'm an AR guy, Fox. That sounds stupid. I'm a AR Fox guy. That's my guy right there. I'm like, I want to see him present it right. I want to see him push right. I don't want to see him keep taking these L's, because it's all my man do every time I tune in. Megan Bain, I think it's time for Megan Bain to potentially be pushed into the right direction. You know what? Screw this. Mercedes, if you want to have her go on a serious losing arc, I would have. Now, I know, listen, I am not an advocate for heel versus heel. But if Mercedes is potentially going to turn babyface because her story arc is she's losing everything, I would have Megan Bain take her out and defeat her for the TBS title. That's just me. I would do that. because what they did with her, she went against Ted Conti on Collision, beat the snot out of her. I'm like, great. We are introducing, Tony Khan is pushing Tekla and this young lady, Alex Windsor, I think that's her name. Windsor. I need a story to give a damn. I see the potential. Oh, girl just got there. Both of them. You got the Daughters of Sin rolling with Tekla now. Okay, cool. We need somewhat of a story for us to actually get more invested in what you're doing with the women. Because there's so much potential with the ladies over in AEW. There's so much. It's just the stories and the characters of whatever you're trying to present. And I'm like, okay, I saw it. I watched it. I'm like, all right, we just need a little bit more story to give a dang about what they're doing. And I'm serious right now. Like, real talk. I'm not finna sit up here and be like, oh, man, this is great action. No. I want story. Every time I watch a wrestling program, I say, who is this? What are they here for? What's the story? That is the number one thing Tony Khan should be thinking about. Same thing goes for H. He got something with this Solo and Jacob Fatu situation. That was great. I'll give Triple H that. But this foolishness of trying to turn Cody heel because he's going to quote unquote sell his soul to The Rock. I'm like, if that was the case, he should have did that before, you know, but I'm not turning, look, if it was me, Cody ain't going heel for at least another year. I'm not turning that man heel to probably sometime late 2026 or something, or after WrestleMania or whatever. I am not doing it. I can listen, as much as I am not a fan of babyface Cody, he's the top guy right now, whether you like him or not. I'm not turning, and you know me, I was one of the main cats that was like, yo, we got to turn this fool heel. Not right now. Especially with this lackluster situation they got going on with Fruity Pebbles and him, I'm not doing it. I ain't doing it. And then, same thing goes for Seth Rollins. Now, this whole deal about is he working, is he not working? I'm like, man, look, it is what it is. I'm at this point, I'm like, when he comes in and cashes in on CM Punk or whoever, that's when we gonna know. Until then, I don't know. My man Ace, shout out to my boy Ariel. He think he is faking and he gonna cash in at Summer Joe. Cool. If that's what he does, that's what he does. But I'm like, you know, it is what it is. But ladies and gentlemen, I ain't really got nothing else to say. That's pretty much my lowdowns of Smackdown and Collision. Like I said, when it comes to those two shows, I'm just looking at highlights. Like, that is where I'm at. I have not done a review for neither one of those shows in a long time. But I'm like, okay, I'm just at a point where if I review Raw and Dynamite, SmackDown and Collision would be my two shows where I just look at highlights and then I just do one conjoint video and give you my thoughts on what's to come, what stories to look for. Oh, Kyle Fletcher confronted Dustin Rhodes. That was great. I like that. He's going to take that championship. I don't know when, but he's going to do it. And I think Sammy Guevara is going to play a huge role because Don the Clown, a.k.a. Don Callis, wanted the services of Dustin. He said, you really wouldn't be a good champion unless you join us. He told that man, screw y'all. I'm not joining y'all. So I got a weird feeling Sammy Guevara is going to be the reason why Dustin loses. When that time calls, I don't know. But I got this weird feeling that's what the story is going to be. But, and Tony confronted Athena. Athena came out there talking like she was finna cash in. She was up in the skybox. Tony said, I'm not what she say, there's only room for one B in the skybox or some foolishness like that. But they are establishing. Now, next week, Tony is going against, what's the young lady? What's the kid name? What's the, y'all know the young lady? Her minion. She called her minion. She going to, Billy. That's what her name is, Billy. She going against Billy. You know she's going to beat the brakes off of Billy. We already know that. Now, does she cash in there? No, I don't know. I don't know exactly when Athena's going to cash in. I'm not sure. But we know it's going to happen. It's eventually going to happen. Tony is losing that title to Athena. When? I don't know. But the story is, that's the story that they're trying to accomplish. And I'm like, okay, I'm kind of there. I just need a little bit more. Like, just give me a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? I need that. You know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and we got Charlotte hooking up with doggone Alexa Bliss. Y'all already know where that's going. Yeah, everybody and their grandma know where that's going. I don't even have to tell y'all where that's going. And apparently the fans are cheering Charlotte now. I'm like, whatever. I'm like, that's where I'm at. It is what it is on that. And apparently Tiffany Time turned back to being the heel again. And she's going against Jade, the one who y'all know. I don't even have to go there. If you know, you know. That's all I'm gonna say on that. And unfortunately, I think Bianca's gonna screw her over. That's what I'm going with. I ain't got nothing else to say, man. This your main man, KCVL, King Self for Life Wrestling. Just my thoughts on Collision, my thoughts on Smackdown. Where are we going into Summer Joke? Where are we going into Forbidden Joke? This is where we at. This is my honest thoughts on it. Like I said, when it comes to Smackdown and Collision, these are just gonna be highlight shows with me. I'm only gonna look at the highlights. I ain't finna watch the show. Dynamite and Raw are my two main shows that I'm watching every week. Smackdown and Collision, it varies. It literally varies, but it's always good to holler at y'all. Y'all already know what to do. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button. This your main man, KCVL, King Self for Life Wrestling Takes. I'll talk to y'all cats later. Holler at your boy.